Good morning. It is the day after our pediatric dermatologist follow-up with Dr. Joseph down at Women's College Hospital. She's amazing. Let me tell you, if you want a doctor who cares about what you have to say and who listens to you as a parent, a doctor, and a friend, this is the lady for you. She was amazing. Marissa was fantastic. She talked me through the new medication Justin's going to be on. So he's no longer going to be on acitretin, which is kind of relief and kind of scary because now he's going to be on Methotrexate, which is an anti-inflammatory and an immune suppressant, which with Justin's health challenges is really scary. But she explained to me that in all of the years that she has prescribed this to children, she has never had one case, not one, that has had those serious negative side effects that come along with this medication. That, in her opinion, it is very safe for children. So that was a big relief. So he went and had blood work done today, which he hates having done, but he didn't have to fast for it this time, which was really great. So he could eat before he went. But he was in a mood today. So he was in a mood and to start. And then, so he's angry a lot. And then he was hyper because that's how his moods go. And then he was mad because we couldn't find a winter coat that he liked because we looked for that today too. So just like, So that's like regular life with Justin. But yesterday, I'm a super planner. I like everything to go just like I plan it. I write lists, I read maps, I Google Street View things so I know what it looks like before I get there. Like, oh my gosh, I don't know what I would do if I lived in a different century because I just don't know how I would handle that. But so I get down to the subway station at 407 and the police have it barricaded off. I don't know what happened there, but nobody was allowed in. I freaked out. I was like, so what do I do? So the police officer was really nice and gave me directions to the Pioneer Village station. But so we got there without too much headache. A little bit like, okay, I can figure this out. I'm not totally unfamiliar with the area because at one point I worked down in that area with Jason's dad. So we get to the Pioneer Village station and they have 2 completely empty parking lots. No way. So I drive, looking for the entrance, find the entrance. It's barricaded off. You can't go in. That's why it's empty. There's like cars like lined up, parked on places, but I mean, I don't know how long they're parked there for. I'm not going to park there. So then I'm like, oh God, help me find something. So I'm pulling out and across the street is like a business center with like a whole bunch of like corporate buildings. And it has signs like, don't park here. You'll be ticketed and towed. It's like, God, I don't know what else to do. Please don't let us get ticketed and towed. And I looked for a security guard because I thought if I find a security guard, I'm going to ask him, where else can I park? But I couldn't find one. So I just parked there. So we parked there. And Justin's like, what if we get towed, Mom? And I was like, I don't know, Justin. We're just going to deal with that when we get back. So we arrived early and we had to wait and wait and wait, which we have never had to do before. We were her last patient of the day and she spent lots of time with me talking to me about this medication because I said, listen, it's not just me who's scared of this medication. My husband's really unsure. He's really wary about putting him on anything that's going to affect his immune system because we're already struggling so much to keep him healthy. And so she really talked me right through it and even talked to me about the next step after this. So if this medication doesn't work, then we look at biologics. Which is a whole, I'm not even going to look too much into that because I think I'll scare myself if I do. So we did that, and then I asked her for her professional advice on how to talk to our family doctor, who we feel like is not listening to us at all. And she was so gracious. She took the time to share a story of a patient of hers, obviously very, no details, but of how that conversation went and how it made her realize what the deep underlying need for this patient was. It wasn't that she needed this treatment done, but she needed the comfort of knowing that she was being heard and understood as to why she was concerned about it. So she really encouraged us to go back and talk to our doctor and just let him know we do trust you, but we're not feeling like you hear our concerns. And today, so one of the testings that I wanted done that had been recommended to me by Justin's ENT, we are sitting at the blood clinic, or the lab at Life Labs, waiting for his turn. It was pretty busy today, which we haven't found in the past, but it was pretty busy today. And, I'm just looking at the pamphlets because we're bored. We're going to be there. We were there for 25 minutes. And I noticed this one, food sensitivity. And I was like, well, let's look into it. It's at the lab, so maybe there's testing I can ask specifically for. So the test that I had talked to my doctor about is this test. I opened it up. Right on the front, it says IgG food sensitivity test. I did not know it was a food sensitivity test when I asked for it. But the more I have read about this, so I read the whole pamphlet, and I looked it up online. And one of the things that would benefit Justin a lot is that they could pinpoint the true IgG issues for him. We could eliminate that from his diet, and it actually could help his psoriasis. People who have psoriasis, when they pinpoint their food triggers and they stick to those things, because doing an elimination diet takes forever. And it just does not work for our family. I mean, it just doesn't. It doesn't work for Justin because he desperately wants to cheat. It doesn't work for me, for our budget, it doesn't. So I have some new ammunition for that. I also called I think I mentioned before, I called some sleep clinics and talked to them. And sure enough, they do child sleep studies. So I'm going to go back and just say, I'm really concerned that he's not sleeping. And I'd rather be safe than sorry. And this is really important to me so that I can let go of this, because it scares me. Even driving in the van home last night, he stopped breathing while we were driving. And they're not super long, but they're long enough to scare you. And the one in the van was short. He was snoring, and he stopped, and then he coughed and shifted and went back to sleep. But it's scary. I'm driving on the 400. What am I going to do? So that was scary. But it was, back to yesterday, it was a crazy day. So we are the last people to leave the clinic. So it's after 5 o'clock. We get out, it's getting dark. And I don't drive as well in the dark. Which is why I wear glasses. That's one of the reasons I wear glasses, is for my driving. And I have new prescription, and I have not driven in the dark with them yet. We get onto the subway. He's just bouncing. He is full of beans. You'd think he'd be tired. He wasn't. He was bonkers the whole subway ride. He's reading all of the signs on the subway out loud. All of them. Do you know how many advertisements are on the subway? A lot. And he's reading all of them out loud. I'm like, oh my gosh, you have to stop. But we got back to Pioneer Village, got out, and I was like, all right, Justin, let's just pray that our van has not been ticketed or towed. So we get back and it was there. Thank you, Jesus, it was there. And man, this man, I got a new van. I should show it to you. Here it is. Let's see if you can see it. That's my new van that Jay is spending all his pretty pennies on just for me. He's still driving a bag of crap. And he bought me a 2017 Dodge Grand Caravan, and it has heated seats and heated steering wheel and power doors and power liftgate and just like stuff I never thought I would have. Never. Like I feel like I'm living in luxury. Like to me, luxury is like a car that starts. Yeah, a car that starts, that gets warm. Yeah, that's important. I had a friend who had to drive in the winter without heat in her car, and I'm very grateful for my heat. I like a car that doesn't make too many noises when you drive it. That's luxury to me. This is like winning the lottery to me. So I love it, and I'm really grateful for it. And God has been really, really good to us. And like, just have so many people who have helped us. Our next door neighbor is home right now. He's not, I think he's laid off right now. But regardless, he's not working. And so he's home with his little guy. And he said he would watch my kids when they got off the bus yesterday. So I didn't have to worry about them. And they love going there. They love playing with his little guy, Teddy. And you know, and he was so gracious and happy to take them. And that was really awesome. And, you know, so many people messaged me. Miss Jo messaged me, asked me how it went. You know, she remembered it was happening. And my sisters and my mom. And one of my sisters, Vanessa, messaged me today and just told me that she admires me. That's a big deal. Not because she didn't admire me before or anything, just I need that sometimes. It's an important part of my love language, and I'm really grateful for all you guys. And now I'm getting blubbery, so but I made it home safe last night. Didn't get home till 8 o'clock, but I was able to kiss my little ones before they went to sleep. And then Justin and I just like KO'd like we were done. And we do have to go back in a few months. And we start a new medication in a few days once we get the blood work back. But Marissa is our doctor, Dr. Joseph. Dr. Marissa Joseph said, I have never had a child that I could not get their skin clear from psoriasis. It is going to take time. Sometimes it happens fast, sometimes it happens later, and we have to try a couple different things, but we will help you, Justin. We will get your skin clear. And once we do, we will find a way to get you off medication so that you don't have to stay on it. She said, adults, I don't really care if they're on medication. I just give it to them. But I don't want kids to have to stay on medication. It is important to get you off of it. Which is just like, yeah, that's what I want. So I could have hugged her. She's lovely. She's a mom. She's a doctor. She's a human being with a real heart and isn't afraid to share it. So that was cool. Well, keep praying for us and pray for Justin as he tries this new medication. There are some possible complications. Like I said, they're really, really rare. And pray that he does not get affected by the suppression of his immune system, and that we will be able to keep him healthy and get this under control and find out some more information from our other doctors. Anyway, I love you guys all. Thank you so much for everything. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.